So if I really had to guess an early prediction for WrestleMania 42, although with the Seth Rollins injury in October, I really don't know anymore. But I would go with CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes. I guess it ties into Seth. You just don't know what's going to happen. People are getting injured all the time. Like Punk got injured in that first Royal Rumble, right? Cody seems pretty durable, but you could argue that means maybe an injury is coming because often wrestlers get surprised by that. I just think it's the time to do it. I think it's not the one last big match that WWE has, but it is one of the few last matches WWE have. So let's not let them add more miles onto their body or increase their bump cards, as Kevin Nash would say. Let's put them in a story. Again, even if we started it in February, still got 3 months to sell it. Even sort of, post-Elimination Chamber, you could probably do this, say that Punk won the Elimination Chamber. I get it, because now you're saying, this is before the Jey Uso CM Punk match, depending on when you see it as a Sunday Night's main event. Maybe Punk is going to win the belt there, but there's still so long for him to lose that championship, maybe have a bit of shuffling of the deck when it comes to rosters, even though I prefer it when everyone go here, there, and everywhere. I just think WrestleMania 42 in Vegas should be headlined by CM Punk, Cody Rhodes. I think the promos are the promos that fans want to see because they will lean into everything because they're those type of characters. I think people would be intrigued by the match. I think you have an electric crowd, 50 Beaver Cody, 50 Beaver Punk. Maybe it's a little bit more nuance in there. And either guy could win. Either guy could be a world champion. And I think you could have a real moment afterwards as well. And if you wanted to carry on the feud, you could even turn one of them heel. I mean, it could be CM Punk. Obviously, we know he's really good at that. And if by that point you feel like Cody's had his run as a babyface, I doubt it, but you'd have to fill the crowd. You could do that too. Then all of a sudden you've got this new feud you can carry on, but you've switched the deck a little bit. So that's what I would like to happen. I guess it's a prediction more of my heart than my head. At the moment, the pieces don't really seem to fit. And listen, it doesn't have to be at WrestleMania. You can do this at a Night of Champions. What do I care? I don't care. That had to be a big four for me. It makes no difference to my life. I just want to see it. But yes, I would go with the CM Punk Cody Rhodes main event night 2, which CM Punk will tick that box as well. Nobody can throw up, you only main evented night 1, like it makes a difference. But I just think it's the biggest thing you can put out there without doing The Rock versus Roman Reigns. And even if I had The Rock versus Roman Reigns, I'd put that on night 1 and CM Punk Cody on night 2. Because of course The Rock will go away again, which is his choice. I've got no problem with that whatsoever. But Punk and Cody will be around, so you can just sell that as the more important match, so they can go week to week. So I'm manifesting it, I'm putting it out there. Punk versus Cody, WrestleMania 42, which means it's definitely not going to happen.
This one's kind of more hope than expectation, but I genuinely hope that WrestleMania 42 is the last time we see Brock Lesnar in a WWE ring. I'm not stupid enough to sit here and think, well, that was a one and done at SummerSlam, we'll never see him again. You sense one way or another he might be factored into Survivor Series, but if not that, he's definitely going to be in the Rumble, because despite all the understandable backlash they got through bringing Brock Lesnar back, you don't have him come back, beat John Cena and be like, right, thanks for working out your contract, Brock. You're going to use him for the Rumble, and you're inevitably going to use him then at WrestleMania at least. But I hope that's that, because I think he's done everything. First and foremost, in terms of like in-ring, he's done everything. He's been a champion for ages, he's been a babyface, he's been a heel, and of course he's been in a tractor and turned the ring over. He's done all the big things that we expect of all of our favourite wrestlers. But yeah, I don't know anyone who's like, oh yeah, Brock Lesnar's back in WWE and I can't wait to see him do this, other than put over Gunther at WrestleMania. That's the other thing I'd like to see. Or an Obafemi. Me and Andy were just talking about Obafemi, for example. I'd have him be at WrestleMania 42 I wouldn't necessarily, but if you're going to do it, have him wrestle at WrestleMania 42 in his final match. You don't even have to make a big fanfare about it. Because, you've got other people like obviously Cena this year and then AJ Styles next year who deserve, in my opinion, more of a fanfare about their final appearances in WWE. But yeah, you're going to utilise him. I understand he's obviously someone who does move the needle, but I don't think they need him anymore, and I don't think a lot of fans really want to see him. Yes, obviously when his music hits, you think, oh, something's going to happen here, but yeah, use him. Give us that match that people have been crying out for a long time. People were crying out before, obviously, departed WWE last time. The Gunther match to re-establish Gunther after, obviously, he kind of lost his way. You can argue, or you can tell that story after the CM Punk loss at SummerSlam. Or, yeah, someone like an Obafemi, who we love on NXT, who was such a dominant champion. Brock Lesnar, being eliminated by him, for example, in the Royal Rumble and swearing vengeance, or however you want to play that. I'm done with seeing Brock Lesnar in a WWE ring. And I get it, he's a huge star, so you need to, have a major moment for him at WrestleMania, but I'm done after that, thanks very much.
Triple H has probably started doing this already, but Paul Levesque is going to be sitting in his nice little toy shop that he works in, and he's going to get all his little dolls out, and he's going to have a little ring over here, and he's going to go, oh, here's my Roxanne Perez doll, and here's my Liv Morgan doll, and you're going to have a nice little match over here, and here's my Obafemi doll, and he's going to have a nice little match over here, and here's my Braun Breaker match. Oh, what a nice little match this is. Oh, Seth Rollins. Ooh, yes, he's got multiple costumes for his little doll. And we'll put him over here, and I might, CM Punk, yes, straight edge doll, very nice, very good. He's gonna have all these little dolls. He's gonna have this nice little nativity scene played out. Here comes a smashing machine with a sledgehammer, baby, because Dwayne Johnson is gonna roll in and smash them all off the table, and there's nothing that little toy shop owner can do. What's the name of the geezer that created Pinocchio called? What's that bloke?
Geppetto.
Him, that's Paul Levesque. And The Rock is the big bad wolf, baby. Look, the latest film, The Smashing Machine, did not do so well in the box office. It was Oscar bait, whatever, but a huge commercial flop for Dwayne Johnson. That is going to sting this man into returning. What's going to happen is exactly this. And if it doesn't happen, I'll just be wrong and deal with it. But what's going to happen is that we're going to get to, what day is the Royal Rumble? It's like 27th, 28th January, something like that. It's going to get to the 20th of January. The Rock is going to be like, I'm in the Royal Rumble, brother. He's going to arrive in Saudi Arabia the night before the show and say, Triple H, I'm number 30. I'm eliminating CM Punk last, and I'm going to WrestleMania, brother. So The Rock wins the Royal Rumble. The next night he comes out on Raw. Cody Rhodes, I'm challenging you, my man. Finally, the payoff is happening. Finally, we're going to learn what he handed to him in the ring. Finally, we're going to have a payoff to that wonderful segment where The Rock told the Chance to shut the fuck up, which was the best thing ever. Finally, after 2 years of wondering, waiting what a Rock versus Cody Rhodes match is going to look like after the first night of WrestleMania 40, where Cody was defeated and all of this stuff, we're going to get the payoff. February passes. The Rock has not been on Raw. The Rock has not been on SmackDown. The Rock hasn't even showed up in the toy shop. March, no Rock. What's going on here? WrestleMania's in 2 weeks. It's the week of the show. Where the hell is The Rock? Hey, Triple H, I'm not wrestling.
Yeah.
I can't be asked. The Rock's going to pull out of the show and leave WWE scrambling. Now, it might not happen on this timeline. He is going to mess up WWE WrestleMania again this year. He simply is. Now, last year, I would argue that this year, was Triple H's fault. The Rock said 6 weeks before, I'm not going to be at Mania, and that big-nosed idiot, I can say that because look at my nose, it's huge too. That big-nosed buffoon still chose to lead his audience on and give them the impression that The Rock might be on that show, and then delivered a 5-minute Travis Scott run-in. That's Triple H's fault, that's not The Rock. But this year, it will 100% be The Rock's fault. He's going to win the Royal Rumble, he's going to challenge Cody Rhodes, he's going to decide he can't be asked, and you're going to get Cody Rhodes versus Travis Scott instead, and you're probably going to like it, because you can't be critical anymore. Yay!
Right, I've got a prediction for you. It's early, very early for WrestleMania 42, and it's a little bit sad. So brace yourselves, because we need to talk about Rey Mysterio. Yeah, I've got a funny feeling this might be Rey's last WrestleMania, because I've heard him talking about it a lot in the media over the last couple of years, and most recently, I think this year, he was saying that he's very close to calling it a day. As a wrestler, he's got not much of anything else to prove as a performer in between the ropes, and it just makes a lot of sense. Like, I can't see him having his last ever Mania in Saudi Arabia, so maybe he wants to get back to Vegas, and he missed this year's Mania because of injury, so maybe he wants to get some kind of redemption and get back at there and just finally get in that stadium again for a Mania thing. That's a small part of the storyline, I guess, but for me, I feel like we're riding that wave right now with Dominic Mysterio, where it's looking like he could be a big old babyface, lying, cheating, stealing babyface by next year's WrestleMania. So it could be the perfect time to maybe have one last tag match with his son, or maybe you go down like the AJ Styles, John Cena route and do AJ Styles against Rey Mysterio and just have a nice fun exhibition where everyone salutes him. That'd be a nice way for to sign off his career, his WrestleMania career maybe. Or maybe even Chris Jericho, if he ends up back in WWE, could just do a match between those two for old time's sake. They've had some great matches over the year as well. So I just have a feeling, I don't know what it is, he's not come out and said, yes, it's looking like Mania is going to be my last Mania going forward, but all the signs seem to be pointing there right now. If he can recover in time, obviously, for next year's WrestleMania, he's still on the sidelines, I believe, at time of recording. And it's going to be really sad when he does eventually call it a day, which is going to be relatively soon, because he was my guy, Rey, growing up. I loved Rey. In the mid-2000s, when I first started watching wrestling, he was just the guy that I always rooted for, the underdog, and loved the masks, loved the style that he'd have in the ring, and it was a good time for me, and I will... It's crazy that he's still going, to be honest, at the standard he goes to nowadays. So that's quite... makes me feel old that we're in 2025 and Rey Mysterio is still an incredible thing. But, yeah, it feels like we are getting close to the end. So my prediction is that WrestleMania 42 is going to be the last time we see Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania. It might even be his last ever match. You never know. But yeah, it's a sad prediction, but a prediction I'm sticking with nonetheless.
Well, sir, this is not a prediction. It's a worry. CM Punk won't main event. And I'll tell you why. It's because I've seen the Smashing Machine. The speculation around The Rock being too busy because of Oscar Sturf around WrestleMania season meant that like the way was finally paved for CM Punk and Cody Rhodes to pay off their, what at this point, like 3-year mini story where they have these go-home Royal Rumble promos and it doesn't quite materialise. And it's a dream match that dates back to the formation of AEW, basically. So it's a half decade's worth of build to this match. And I understand that The Rock has also got like work with Scorsese and he's got Moana 2 and you know, there's reasons why Hollywood might take him away from wrestling again, but I fully expect after watching the Smashing Machine that he'll be nice and free around March, April to work WrestleMania. And I have started to question a little bit, not just like how much The Rock actually disrupts WWE, but how much I as a fan care. It bothered me in 2024 until it made it absolutely goated. And like, again, thanks to the creative genius of Triple H, he was able to create that incredible pivot. Like The Rock tried to destroy, but Triple H was able to tidy up and clean up. 2024 less so. 2026, I don't care. Like the 2025 sort of reality of The Rock was, yeah, he did kind of like set fire to 2 programs in one night on the Raw Netflix debut, but were they in that great health anyway? Like WWE had kind of already like blown through a couple of things around Survivor Series season with the bloodline and everything like that. It felt like they were rushing things a little bit. It was sad to watch the Cody program go up in smoke a little bit. It was sad to have Rock just immediately acknowledge Roman Reigns and put that one to bed too. But neither of them felt as hot as they'd done in Philadelphia at WrestleMania, WrestleMania 40. So I just don't think at this point it matters as much. The Rock did feel disruptive when the Fed was absolutely white hot, best product in the world. It's not that now. So whilst I do think he'll get in the mix and possibly once again kick CM Punk out of the WrestleMania main event, I'm not even sure it'll feel as annoying as it did like back in 2013 or back in 2024 or however you felt about like The Rock's disruptions. It won't feel anywhere near as transgressive as it might have once done, to the point where people were holding up the "We Want Cody" signs and the like. CM Punk will, as of, I would say, Christmas, start making his intentions very clear with how he acts, with what he says online, with the kind of promos he cuts about how much he wants that WrestleMania main event. And that might reveal a lot as well, if he sees the writing on the wall or if he's been given the whispers. CM Punk, people don't like to hear this, he's definitely one of Triple H's guys. Now, you can see that Triple H wants to lead this company with Cody Rhodes and CM Punk. I can't imagine there's a match he wants to promote more to like sort of show who he's got as his guys leading the charge. But I think we'll see from CM Punk if he's been told, not this year, mate, sorry, keep your fingers crossed for Saudi Arabia. You love it over there now. Like, he might have to wait one more year for his big night 2 Cody. Just one more year. And I say main event, like, I am willing to say that the night 1 main event was a main event, but when I'm saying main event, I'm talking night 2, Cody Rhodes, WWE's last mega money dream match. I've started to think it's just not on the table anymore.
Michael Sidgwick, what is your way too early prediction for WrestleMania?
I think Paul Levesque is going to bottle making a big star. I think he's going to bottle it. WrestleMania is like sort of traditionally the site, and you can't obviously do this every single year, but it is the site of the breakthrough. Austin, WrestleMania 14. John Cena and Batista, they had the luxury of doing it twice in of all years. 2005, Daniel Bryan, Under Duress, 2014, that big grand moment where your new hero gets formalized, and that is the beauty and the magic of the WrestleMania stage. By virtue of a title switch or a babyface breakthrough happening at WrestleMania, it means more. I don't want to sound like a dreaded Liverpool supporter, but it means more at WrestleMania. They've got this kind of unprecedented, untold luxury of all the years of hard work of building that brand is like the Super Bowl of professional wrestling or whatever. And I don't think Levesque has got the stones. I don't think he's got the balls. I don't think he's got the drive. And like, I'll be happy to be proven wrong because I think that main event scene is incredibly stale right now. It's one of those, like, sometimes people say I'm moaning. Yeah, you're completely correct, of course. But like, I like holding my hands up. I like being proved wrong. If you look at the central thread of WWE in 2025, or like, that's not the right way of putting it, but like what people wanted going into next year and what was being put in place to enact that in 2026, a lot of the talk centered around Sami Zayn winning the big one at last. The character has been talking about it extensively as part of his arc. The little tiny glimpses you've got of, oh my god, and like, you are a tribal idiot if you cannot get excited, or we're not excited about Jacob Fatu and Bron Breakker coming together. That is the most universal language of professional wrestling. Meathead powerhouses with badass auras coming together and promising to have a match. Like, initials will matter to you too much if you can't see them two come together and think, Jesus Christ, that is going to be tits. The tits, brother. When that happens, is it going to happen? Look, I know Jacob Fatu's sort of medical status has been a little bit unclear, but even when he was sort of active and working Solo Sikoa at SummerSlam, was it, in that dire match, it really didn't feel like, oh yeah, it's going to be Jacob Fatu in the main event and Bron Breakker in the main event of WrestleMania 42. I think like the Lesnar return has really like soured me on the idea of them really building people up. Drew McIntyre, who's still great, but him doing a long program with Cody after initially a disappointing match, it just feels like there's some comfort zones, a very stale main event, and I think Triple H just doesn't have the imagination to really push someone brand new. Cody was in play before Vince resigned. Sami Zayn was orbiting the bloodline before Vince resigned. Like, has there been anyone truly that Triple H, like Jey Uso, people were fantasy booking Jey Uso to beat Roman Reigns in 2020? That's when that started. I don't think he's got it in him to truly have a project, other than maybe Dom. He's a Triple H project. He's handled him magnificently. I don't think he's got the stones to be bold enough to really make someone on that stage. And what a waste. Yeah.
David Brent.
I'll drop that in the podcast department.